Introduction to Big Data, presented by Mr. V. Suresh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Hindustan Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Subject code is 22AD408, Big Data Analytics. Okay, first of all, what is an introduction to Big Data? What is in Big Data? Big Data is a collection of data that is in a huge in volume. It is an exponential growth in time. Okay, it's a data so larger size. In a traditional data management tools are used to store the data efficiently. Its course objective and course outcome for studying about the big data. Describe the characteristics of big data and its architecture. And understand the fundamental concept of big data and its technologies. These are the various sources of big data in real-time environment. Where are the big data are regularly used? First is the social networking site, e-commerce site, weather station, telecom company, share market. Okay. Social networking, regularly we are using the Facebook, Google, LinkedIn. All these are huge amount of data that is stored in a big data. Same thing like e-commerce site, Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba, which you are going to use an online platform for buying the things. Then weather station. All the weather station and satellite gives the huge data that are stored in and forecasting the weather condition. Telecom companies. Telecom companies also regularly they are increasing the volume. Airtel, Vodafone, all the subscribers are increasing. So the data are stored in millions of users. In share market, stock exchange across the world that generate the huge amount of data in daily transaction. The introduction to big data. Data which are very large in size that is called as a big data. Normally we work on data of size MB. That is a Word document, Excel, and maximum size of GB we are going to use. That is a movies and different codes which are going to build. But the data in petabyte, that's 10 to 15 byte size, is called a big data. It is stated that almost 90% of data has been generated in the past 3 years. Okay, this is introduction of big data. There are 3 V's of big data: volume, velocity, variety. Volume, challenging to load and process. Variety, different data types and degrees of structured and semi-structured data are a variety of data. Velocity, real-time processing influenced by rate of data arrival. Okay, here the variety of data is described as 3 things: that is structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. These are the types of data that is used in variety of data. Structured data is nothing but is dedicated data model, well-defined structure, and it follows the design and structure easily accessed. That is structured data. Example is a database management system, DBMS. If it is a semi-structured data, it is another form of structured data. It is used as properties of structured data, but the major part of the data fails to define a structure. Then it is retrieved by this formal structure of data model. Okay, that is CSV files. That is example for semi-structured data. Then unstructured data, it is different type of data which are either structured or a formal structured rule of data models. Example, it is audio files, image, etc. All comes under the unstructured data. Okay, these are the 3 V's. That is important thing. The image is taken from the Understanding Big Data by IBM. Okay, 3V, that is the velocity, variety. Okay, how the image shows that variety, velocity, volume, speed, volume, complexity. That is a big data. How the volume increase, then the action speed also increases. It increases the data variety and complexity. And the amount of data storage has been given as a green color: megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte. Big data equal to transaction plus interaction plus observation. The image shows the ERP, CRM, web, and big data. The volume scale, how the data are increased is gradually the growth of data storage in regular environment. Okay. Is it how the data are stored: terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, and zettabyte. Okay, how the exponential increase in collected generated data. So big data, more volume. Volume equal to length into width into depth. Okay, this is the formula that's used for calculating the big data. Big data length, collect and compare. Big data width, discover and integrate. Big data depth, analyze and understand. These are the 4 V's, that is the volume, velocity, variety and veracity. Okay, veracity is a new term that is included. Data at rest, how the data are stored, terabyte to exabyte of existing data to process. Then data in motion, streaming data, millisecond to seconds or seconds to respond, that is a velocity. Then variety, data in many forms. Okay, structured, unstructured, text, multimedia, all this comes under this thing. Then veracity, data in doubt, uncertainty due to data inconsistent and incompleteness, ambiguities, latency, description, model approximation. Okay, these are the 5 V's we have seen already. Variety, veracity, value, velocity and volume. To get a better understanding about what is big data is often described by using this 5V. Then validating again the hype, organization fitness. Okay, just because a big data is feasible within an organization, it does not necessarily mean that it is reasonable. As a way to properly ground an initial task could be evaluate the organization fitness. Factor, that feasibility, reasonability, value, integratability and sustainability. Understanding big data storage. Most big data applications achieve either performance and scalability by deploying the collection of storage and computing the resource in a runtime environment. Has ability to design, develop, and implement a big data application directly independent on the architecture on the platform. Both hardware and more importantly from a software perspective. So commodity among the different appliances and framework, processing capability, memory, storage, providing percentage of data, then network. In general overview of high performance architecture, we can see most high performance platforms are created by connecting multiple nodes to get a better accessibility and storage capacity. That's a variety of networking topologies. Specialty appliances may differ in specification of a configuration. A master job manager oversees a pool of processing node, assigning tasks and monitoring the activity. As a storage manager oversees the data storage pool of a data set. While there is a no pre-requirement that there will be an collision of data and processing task, it is beneficial from a performance perspective. Using the Hadoop, Hadoop is an essential collection of open source projects that are combined to enable the software-based big data appliances. HDFS, that is a Hadoop distributed file system. HDFS attempt to enable the storage of large files by distributing the data among a pool of data node. A single name node, sometimes referred to as a name node, runs in a cluster associated with more than one or more data nodes and provides the management of typically hierarchical file organization and namespace. The name node effectively coordinates the interaction with distributed data node. The creation of HDFS, that is Hadoop file system, to be a single file, even though it blocks a chunk of the file into the pieces that are stored on a individual data node. It has a name node and metadata included. Metadata in each file it is included. History of changes of file metadata. The data node itself does not manage any information about the logical HDFS. It treated each data block as separate file and shares the critical information with the name node. Once a file is created, data is returned to the file. It is actually cached in the temporary file, and the amount of data in the temporary file is enough to fill a block in HDFS file. The name node is alerted to transition that temporary file in a block. It's also incorporated in a file management scheme. Okay, there is a fault tolerance. HDFS provides a level of fault tolerance through data replication mode. It's increasingly important in large environment consistency and multi-rack of a data server. Thus, communication among nodes on a same rack is generally faster than between server node in a different rack. HDFS attempt to maintain awareness of data node location across the hierarchical configuration. It provides performance, and fault tolerance through the replication mode. The result of level of robustness for reliable massive file storage. So the key task for failure management: monitoring, rebalancing, managing integrity, metadata replication, snapshot. Okay, monitoring. What is the monitoring? There is a continuous heartbeat communication between data node and a name node. Okay, it is monitored through the data, how the data are transferred, sender and receiver side. Okay, in this case, the replica is employed to replace the failed node. A change in made of replication scheme. Rebalancing is a process of automatically migrated block of data from one to another. When there is a free space, when there is an increased demand of a node, and moving it may improve performance, it increases need to replication. The managing integrity, HDFS uses checksum, and the checksum calculator for retrieve block doesn't equal to stored checksum of our data. Okay. Then metadata replication. Metadata files are also subject to failure. HDFS can be configured to maintain replicas of corresponding metadata files to protect against corruption. Snapshot, it is incremental copying of data to establish a point in time in which the system can roll back. The ability to HDFS is creatable, scaling, and expandable file system, decreasing the cost of specialty large-scale storage system. It provides the ability to rely on commodity component, enables the ability to deploy with the use cloud platform, reduces system management cost. That's the thing. Another, MapReduce and Yarn. MapReduce is a thing used in Hadoop. MapReduce execution environment employs is master-slave execution. The two things, that's a jobs tracker and task tracker. Job tracker is a master and task tracker is a slave. It manages a pool of slave computing resources. Task tracker called upon to do the actual work. So both are the thing. That's a job tracker and task tracker. Resources with some specific responsibility, including managing the task tracker, continually monitoring their accessibility and availability. The role of task tracker is wait for a task assignment from a server side, initiate, execute the requested task, and provides task back to the job tracker. So MapReduce, how the data is allocated to each and every node. Okay, cat, bat, dog, and other words is a size terabyte. Okay, split, map, combine, and reduce. That is part 0, part 1, part 2. Okay, next we will see the data. That's a video about the big data. Okay.
What is big data? With the spike in internet usage and other technologies such as IoT devices, mobile phones, autonomous devices like robotics, drones, vehicles, appliances, the volume of generated data is growing exponentially at an unprecedented rate. This constant increase in the amount of data generated has led to the emergence of big data. So, what is big data? Let's keep it simple. Big data refers to a collection of data that is so huge and complex that none of the traditional data management tools are able to store it or process it efficiently. Now, you know that big data involves lots of data, but have you ever stopped to think about just how big is big data? According to Forbes, there are 2.5 quintillion bytes of data created every day. Now, you might be wondering how big data tools manage to handle such a huge amount of data. When Netflix offers you personalized recommendations from its library of thousands of movies and TV shows, that's big data at work. Big data helps Netflix determine which programs may be of interest to you, and the recommendation systems actually influences 80% of the content we watch on Netflix. In the near future, with the growing increase in the volume of data, big data will grow bigger and the demand for data management experts will shoot up. The gap between the demand for data professionals and their availability will widen. This will help data scientists and analysts draw higher salaries. So, what are you waiting for? Drive into the world of big data and towards a brighter future. Start learning